So Manitoba Canola Growers does a variety of things in research and development. So we partner with a multitude of organizations in order to take the money that we get from our farmers and then partner with others to ensure that we get robust, significant research. So collaborations with others just make sure dollars go farther, make sure research more diverse, you have more access to experts in the field.
When I look at our farms past, and I look at it today, we've seen tremendous productivity gains through technology and good management. Constant innovation and constant evolution in farming is a reality.
One of the successful research projects that we've been involved in is the Pest Surveillance Initiative, or the PSI lab. And one of the reasons why we got involved with that was for clubroot testing. We're able to take samples from our fields and send them to the lab and determine whether or not we have some of these issues like clubroot or glyphosate-resistant kochia. And then we're able to plan and manage. The PSI lab is a great example of collaboration, and collaboration is about maximizing our canola farmers' dollars.
PSI Lab really started based around an issue that the Manitoba canola growers had identified with a disease called clubroot. And the growers were interested in Manitoba in knowing how much of a problem this disease was going to be. To do that, though, we needed some capacity that we didn't have in Manitoba that would allow us to look at the DNA of this pest.
The Manitoba Canola Growers board table, we recognized the challenge that the Alberta canola producers were facing with the clubroot situation in their province. Working together, we were able to set up the Pest Surveillance Initiative and utilize that equipment to document the amount of the disease that is in Manitoba itself.
So the goal of the PSI lab is really to help growers identify pests and pathogens as they're emerging. We believe that if you're seeing dead plant in the field, economic loss has already occurred, and with the technology we have here in the PSI lab, we're able to catch that pathogen as it's starting to emerge. And so by working with the equipment we've got here, we can look at DNA from any crop, any pest, and its applicability to Manitoba.
Members need to understand that the Pest Surveillance Lab is a very valuable resource to be able to assess different diseases that are challenges for canola producers, like clubroot. These are diseases that we need to understand more of and understand how challenging it can be for our producers in a particular area.
PSI Lab is unique in its role in the research environment in that we focus on a couple of things. We're looking at low-level detection of DNA in the environment. We're trying to catch diseases as they're progressing into the province. And we're trying to look for assays that have already been developed by other researchers, yet not used to the benefit of growers right now. So it's really looking at what is the best science that's been done, how can we move it into a Manitoba environment so our growers benefit from that knowledge.
I think it's important as members we understand that it's better to make informed decisions than trying to guess what's out there. The investment in the PSI lab has enabled our producer members to understand how big of a problem clubroot is in our province.
The PSI lab is actually a really strategic investment in the future of growers knowing what is in their environment and how that could affect the crops that we're able to grow. By focusing on DNA detection technology, the PSI is really well positioned to look at both emerging pests into the future as well as new methods of looking at what is the economic impact of that pest on the crops that we grow here in Manitoba.